Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Hope you are staying safe and definitely at home only and busy in office work. So till yesterday, what we discussed specifically, we discussed on the table perspective that what are the tables available in ServiceNow and how I can create my own table. When I say I want to create my own table, it will be a custom table that will start with the U underscore the label name you're putting in the table. It will be taking that particular name as the same. Then we discussed that you can create a different kind of modules and different link types are available. List of records, new records, separator, search, map, report. A lot of things are available. So that you need to do the practice once again at your end so that you can be comfortable on that part. Okay, today I am coming to mainly on these 3 points. We will discuss the form overview and we will discuss the attribute overview. So these two are the combined topics actually. Okay, there's nothing different I can say, okay, this is a different topic and this is a different topic. The purpose of putting differently because I don't, so that I will know that, okay, this need to be tell to you guys as well. Okay, and I'm going to introduce one new table for you guys to understand that table. That is again a simple table given by ServiceNow that is called the incident table. Okay, so in today's class, suppose I go here and open the incident management. Okay, when I click on the create new, okay, before that let me show you the table of incident table. Okay, let's click here on the incident application because this application will contain the incident table. Okay, sorry, it's module. Let me go to the tables only from, not from here. I will tell you one shortcut as well, that suppose you're doing some work on a form and you want to see that on which table we are working. There's a shortcut available as well, which I'll tell you after this. So you can click on the tables here and search for the incident. So this is the table which I'm using it. It's not this one. Affect user is not extended one. Maybe I can just pick up this and go to the columns. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you can see that on this particular table, few of the field has been created for by the incident table only. Resolve time, caller time. It is not the right table. If someone make changes here after affect user, no, it should not be. Wait, let me check again, because this should be only and only extended by the task table. No, maybe service now change something in the this part. Cubic release they change something on the extended part of these things. Okay, so you can see that this table which we are seeing as of now has the column 109 as the counting. Okay, now if you want to see that how many columns are coming from the other table, you can filter out on this particular place. Okay, and these are the columns created over the incident table. Now you will have a question that Atul, why this table is not be considered under coming name as a U underscore incident? Is created by ServiceNow. This is given by ServiceNow to all the users to utilize as is. But
excuse me,
yeah,
Atul.
yeah, Farah.
Excuse me, I lost you for a few seconds. Could you repeat what you just showed, please?
Okay. So I was saying basically the question come in the mind that why this particular table not contain the U underscore incident. When I say that when yesterday when we create our own table, it's showing U underscore particular table name. But why it's not? Because this is the table, even though this is not a core table, this is not a base table, but this is the table given by ServiceNow to utilize or to run your operations on that particular table. That is, it does not contain the U. So any table which you see is given by ServiceNow. out of the box will not contain u underscore or x underscore. X basically can be contained, but u underscore will not be there. U underscore will come only and only when you, me, or any other user who is using ServiceNow want to create a table in the ServiceNow side. Okay, so now we see a lot of options here, a lot of fields available here. Integer, string, reference, again reference, integer, HTML, integer, all these things, date and time. Now I will tell you that what is the purpose of these particular fields actually. What is the meaning of particular fields actually? How these fields can be utilized. Okay, where you can utilize this field, how you can put these fields on the form level. So what I'll do, I'll go here on my incident table, sorry, in incident module. And click on the create new. The first point, the first shortcut for you guys to be understand, if you want to know the table name of this particular form, either you can go to the address bar here, you can see incident underscore do. Okay, or what you can do, right click here, configure, and you can see the complete list, that how many related list, how many business rule, how many client script, how many UI policy, how many data policy has been applied on that. So in short, if I say, if I got the social security number of Ikvi, I can find out her complete background. If someone can get my Aadhaar card number, he can get the complete information about me. So this is the one place where you can go and right click and go to configure, and you will find a lot of things which are applicable on your particular form. So if I go here, configure, and click on the table. So what, on which table I'm going? I'm going on the incident table. So this is the another way to go to the table actually. Okay. Now if I go back. Now the second point which is important to understand here is that what this field means, what this attribute means. Specifically now I'm talking in the term of the data type. You are using, or you are booking a flight tickets. Okay, in there's a column called there is a column called mobile number. What you will enter in that particular column? Definitely you're going to enter only digits, no alphabets, right? There is a text box available in the ticketing or the on the portal. Any other detail you need, you put, I need a kind of a cake on in the flight, I need a pillow, I need a warmer, I need all these things. So it means you are putting those stuff in a box, and that box is called the text box, where you can put Hindi, English, any language, any story, any lines, anything, you can put it there. Okay, so in the same manner, we need to be understand the fields you are seeing here. Like, what is the purpose of this particular magnifier glass? Why the magnifier glass is showing on this place, not on this place? Okay, why this is showing like this on this particular place? What is the meaning of this eye specifically? Okay.
Normally, this company it normally has accounts details of users, right? User details.
Right. Not user detail, the company, the user of company of a user.
Okay. Because in my environment, company is missing its user details.
I tell you why it's been missing. Okay, because the reason is that I activated a plugin called the domain separation, because that is a topic which we need to be discussed in the coming days. So when I activate that plugin, this company field get activated automatically. Okay, what is the domain separation? Don't pick up now. We'll discuss in detail later on. Okay, so here the main point which we're going to be discussing, that what do you mean by this magnifier glasses? Anyone has any idea that what do you mean by this magnifier glass? What it indicates in ServiceNow?
It searches for that particular option,
But
searches the
what?
results.
Okay, but you can search in this manner as well. Like in the drop down, you can search it. Then why
Yes.
you need this magnifier glass? Farah, what do you think?
I think because it picks up value from another table or
Okay, Ikwi, what do you think?
Why we need the magnifying glass?
Yes.
Yeah, like she said, there's probably that company, that the field company has a list of values
Okay.
that they're there that you're
Then
going to
then
select.
then why ServiceNow did not put this option, this drop down value instead of the magnifier glass?
Maybe
What?
when the list of okay.
No, no.
Yeah.
no,
So
I
drop down.
understand.
Wait, and then let Shame to be complete first, then I'll come to you. Yes, Shame, you are saying something.
Maybe when the list of research is more than it's big, so it help us to identify the list or what you ask.
Okay. Anjan, what's your point here?
See, the drop down is the specific one where these are the drop downs are the specific things which you can choose. You have no options on that. But
But in company as well, you can choose. You have no other option available.
yeah, and in drop down you have a limited, you have a limit on that. In
No,
company,
no, no. There's a no limit.
I didn't even understand your question. I just came. I was on hold. I had another call from work, and I just jumped in, and you said, and I asked.
Okay. So the question is going on here that what do you mean by this magnifier glass? Okay. And why we are using this magnifier glass, not this drop down value?
Because there's an extensive list, and you're searching, and you can actually even find type. It gives you the option to type when the list, like Farah said, was it Farah or Shem that said you can? It's an extensive list. It's a longer list, but this other one is just a limited list, so you can just drop down.
Okay.
And
let me add 50 more values in the category or this drop down. Then I can add 50, 100, 200, 300. I can add. Then definitely I need some answer that these has some specific purpose, these have some specific meaning, these have some specific way of using or the working. That I want to know from your side.
no, it just allows you to search. I don't know. I don't. That's all I know. I don't know any other.
Okay.
Nobody
Okay.
else.
No problem. Sachin, any input on this? Roshan?
To expand the column.
Okay.
It facilitates the way how we enter the information. Maybe we need to just to put the first or second letter, and we can click on this image, and we can have the corresponding values of these letters, let's say.
Okay. Now I come to the answer of this question. Okay. Few of the points which you guys told is very much correct. Like this is the, or maybe this particular field is the one which store the value of some other table. That is the one thing. To avoid the extensive list, we are using magnifier glass. That is again one of the valid point I can say here. Okay. But in short, if I say this magnifier glass indicate that this is a reference field, number 1 point. Okay. When I say the reference field, it means that the value which you are seeing in this particular column is coming from a table which exists in ServiceNow. Okay. So when I say that, if I take example of the caller, let's take caller. Caller means your or my name. Let me put Farhan name here. See. From where this caller is coming? This caller is coming from the user table. So when you say Let's take example. Me and my sister, we both are twins. Okay, we are filling a form in school. Okay, my teacher come to my class and say, okay, she took my father name and me and my sister stand up because she is talking specifically for me. It means she is referring to us in the father column. That okay, the whose father name is this, guys, please stand up. And me and my sister stand up because we two are kids of father. Okay, so in the same basically, when you know that okay, these are the values which you need to be stored because they have a lot of operations in the background. They are building your foundation data because I told you that company, caller, location, department, these are my foundation data. If any change happen in foundation data, my system can be collapsed. But if any change in category, my system still work because if you're not using the software, you can use the hardware as well, or you can add a new value. Second point, as a best practice, your drop down values not be more than 7, or maximum you can put 10 as a standard practice. If you are putting more than 10 values in the drop down, you are violating the best practices, and logically you need to go to the reference field. Okay, so this columns is called the reference. This is called the, I can say, the choice table for you, that which choice you want. Okay, so that is the two different data types available in ServiceNow for me. Okay, now again, this is again magnify glass to which particular table or column this is referring. Let me tell you one more important point. So you said that Atul, see, you are experience holder. You can speak a lot about ServiceNow. You are saying it is a reference field, but how I come to know that for which table it has been referenced? So what you can do, right click on caller field and see here. Go to the configure dictionary. Let me open it. See, I click on the dictionary so I can see that caller field reference and which table it is. Let me see if I can find it. See, reference is from the user table. Means the value which are showing in the caller field are coming from the user table. Let me go back and show you one more thing here. Okay, now this is the one option. Second, right click, configure label. See, it is caller, language English, it's a global one. Person who reported or affected by this incident. That is the label, means the caller, the word caller is coming right for you from where it is coming. So you can find out by this manner. Let me show you another option in this particular thing because these are required for you as a developer, as a consultant for the quick check. Right click and go to show caller ID. And here you can see a brief summary that this is the field. This is not a field of incident table. This is the field which is referring to the user table. See, it is reference to the user table. And it is depend on the company. If you select the company something else, the caller name will be changed. Let me select this. Farha, we all are part of the company ServiceNow. Let me put the APAC, ACM Australia. Let me try font Farha name. I will not find out. Why? Because my caller is dependent on my company. And these all are the configurations, nothing else. So if you want to see, you can click here. Go and click on the configure dictionary. User simple. Let me show here specification dependent field. See, it is depend on the company as a label. This is again a text box only, nothing is there. So it taking the company as a label name and saying if you bring any field on the color, if you select any color, the color will come if you select the company. Okay, so by this manner you can do the configuration on the table level. Let me come back here. Now if I put the name here Farha, this eye icon come, and you see as I put the name of the Farha, the company come automatically. Let me show you here. Let me put the name of the Shahid. See, company name automatically come. So both way it works. So you select the company service now, you can see only service now employees. If you can select the name, the company will come automatically. Okay. Now the question comes that what is the meaning of this I? I is basically to know more about this particular caller. Like you are filling a form, okay, and you find, okay, this is my college name, and there's a link mentioned. If you want to know more about college, click on this link, and this is called I here. So if I click on I can see the more details about Shahim. Okay, username Shahim, first name Shahim, last name Shahim, company service now, Outlook. Okay, you can find out, I can find out the business phone number, mobile, all these things I can find out easily when I click on the I button. If I want to know more about Shahim, open record. And I will go into the user table here. See, I'm going in the user table now. So rest of the things I can find out from here. Okay. Then definitely this is easy to understand that this indicates date and time. Okay. Now what we'll do, we will create one table and we create a different fields on that part. So I can put date and time, contact type. These are the list actually. Let me show you. Right click, configure dictionary, or configure choices. You can also go. Okay. Choice specific list. It's a drop down value, and from here the drop down is coming. See. These are the drop down values. Now you will see, or you will say, Atul, we are able to see only 5 or 6. And here I can see the 33 as a count. Right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Then why others are not appearing? I am on my incident table. Let me open my incident table. Okay, I can see only 5 or 6 values, 5 values. But when I go on this contact type here, I can see 33 values.
Maybe because we have, let's say, enabled or making visible some values.
But where? How? See, I have a lot of values here. Then?
I don't know.
Because these are inactive.
Ah, yes, I didn't see. Yes.
Let me put inactive.
See,
we have the true values here. And moreover, if I open, let me see if I have an in-person here. No, I don't have an in-person here. Let me open this. Why I'm not able to see in-person here, even though it's a true, right? Let me open this. Because this is used in the customer table, not in the user table or the incident table. Okay, this is a separate module. So now one more thing I want to introduce, or I want to put in your thoughts now. When I say, or when you guys say that I am a ServiceNow architect, what that person actually do? What is the responsibility of a ServiceNow architect? Designing is one of the core area for him. But what else? Now take example which help you to you guys to understand. Suppose you guys, you all 6 or 7 guys started a marriage, or what I can say, event management, marriage event management you started. Okay, you all 7 or 8 guys. What will be your first motto when you open that particular company? What will the main motto for you guys? Tell me.
Can you ask that
Yes.
question again?
Okay. You 8 guys or the 7 guys started a company for the marriage planning. Okay. Or wedding planning, specifically I say the wedding planning. Okay. What will be the main purpose of you guys once you get a contract from someone?
To be the best wedding plan.
Okay, best wedding plan. That's fine. That is the one motto. What else?
And to make sure you satisfy your customers.
Okay. Then third point.
And to
Equi,
select
equi,
the
just one more thought. Think
that
think from the wedding planner perspective. You are the owner of that company. Remember, customer
get the best
satisfaction, quality, I agree. But what you will do at your end? What is your motto?
planning, wedding planning, to plan and to prefer solutions to their.
Right. Which term you pick up? Preferred solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I pick up this term. Anjan, what do you mean by the word preferred solution here?
Preferred solution comes on a two-way. Like first way is what exactly their requirement are,
Okay.
and second is how we can accommodate those solutions based on our ability to perform the best.
Okay, to perform the best. Now I'm again saying same point. Don't think much from the customer perspective. Think from the consulting perspective. Farah, what your input on this?
Honestly, I actually have said what I wanted to say. I don't know.
Shihim, what do you think? Guys, think from, you are no longer a developer here. You are a ServiceNow architect here. Think from that perspective. You are running a company. Think from that perspective. You have 5 or 7 contracts in your hand for the wedding planning now. What will be the best way to save a lot of money, to earn a lot of money? Sachin, what do you think?
From a customer point of view or from as a consultant point of view? Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
From architect point
From architect point of view, Atul, I would say that I would try to give them best possible solution on the price what they are offering.
Okay.
Yeah, because money also has some value in this.
Okay.
Like I cannot open
Roshan.
cards.
Okay, sir. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Okay, Roshan, what do you think on this part? Again, you guys are missing on a very basic stuff. Roshan, what do you think?
or gather customer requirements, what they are looking for.
Sachin, that all done. Customer requirement is in my bucket. I note it down. I get an agreement. I got a signing amount. I done the deal as well. Now I want to make my profit as much as I want. Then what options I'm available here? Being a consultant, being a ServiceNow architect, being a wedding planner expert, more than 20 years you spend in that area. Roshan, what do you think?
Getting any fund that we need.
Done. That all done. You get amount from the customer.
Cost-effective solution.
Sir, what is the cost-effective solution? That I'm asking. What is the cost-effective solution? It is not a just one word you say and that's done. What do you mean by the cost-effective solution? Because you are a ServiceNow architect here. Everybody who is listening this, you all are the ServiceNow architect here. And then I'll tell you that how smartly ServiceNow play in this area. Simple point. I got a contract for a wedding planner. My simple motto that with the minimum resources, I can support them. Okay, that is the one of the thing. Now it is not a matter for a customer. I hire a waiter who has a degree in MBA, or I hire a waiter who just a class 5 pass. The purpose of customer is basically that he should or they should not get affected in their marriage, right? That is the one thing. Now, if you think from the ServiceNow perspective, did you guys notice this point? I have a one field called the contact type, which I am using on the incident table, right? But this field has been utilized by my another module called the customer service management as well. ServiceNow did not create two different fields, one for incident and one for customer. They created one field and they put the value in a one field that if they call customer service, this value will go. If they call the incident, some other value will go. That is the work of an architect actually in the ServiceNow. That how you utilize a table in ServiceNow. I'll tell you one of experience which I face. Okay, when I worked as an architect in one of the project, basically, customer says that I want an integration of ServiceNow and SAP system. I said, okay, this can be done, easily manageable. Okay, customer says I have 5 or 7 fields which I need to bring from SAP and need to store in the ServiceNow. I'm again happy on that part. He said, do it for me. What do you think? Did I create 7 new fields for that fields coming from SAP? Yes or no? What do you think?
I don't think you would have done that.
Anjan, what do you think? Yes or no? Sachin say no. Anjan, what do you think? Yes or no? No. Equi.
I don't think you would do that. You want to give them the most efficient, most effective, and the easiest way to access information in one place. So I would assume you use 1 rather than 7.
Okay. Now, if I increase the count from 5 to 7 to 50, then what will be your answer?
You can still do. ServiceNow provides solutions. We just saw how we used a reference field to access information. So if you could use those reference fields or list views to put in the same information in the same place, I'll do it.
Right.
So I'll probably create another table and have a field reference that table and probably make it a reference field as well.
Okay, so according to you that I will create a new table and bring all the 50 fields in that particular table. Okay. Farha,
Yes.
what do you think on that part?
I think that as new fields and new data that we'll bring from the SAP part. We need to create a new table, new fields, and to have this corresponding values in ServiceNow.
Okay. Now I tell you the actual results. What happened? Customer says that, boss, you need to do the integration of SAP and ServiceNow. I said okay. They told that these are the 50 fields I need in ServiceNow. I said okay. After doing the investigation, a proper investigation, I only create 2 new fields in ServiceNow. Rest fields I map it in the some existing tables available in ServiceNow. That is the work of an architect actually. Okay, I give you one example, then we'll proceed to the next one. Our topic basically. Suppose you suppose there's a guest coming in your home, at your home specifically. The count of guests is near about 10. Okay, will you order or will you order the beddings on rent, or will you try to find out some beddings, spare beddings available with you, and then you see, okay, out of 10 I have a 7 beddings available, let me order 3 more on the rent. Which approach you will prefer?
Last one which you mentioned.
Last one I mentioned. Okay, so Roshan, what do you think?
Hello.
Yes, Roshan, what approach you will?
Can you please repeat it?
My question is that, suppose there is a guest are coming to your home. Okay, total guest count is 10. You know that they are going to be stay at your home for the 2 to 3 days, and you need to be arrange their sleepings and all the things. Okay, will you order 10 separate beddings on the rent, or you will find out in your home that how many spare beds you already with you, and then you order the remaining ones. Suppose you get the 7 beds from your home. Now you order only 3 beds on the rent. Which approach you will prefer? 3 bed on the rent or 10 beds on the rent?
3 bed on the rent, sir.
Okay. Farah, you were speaking, but you mute yourself. What do you think?
No, I think the second option. So we need to manage with additional beds rather than. Yes.
Now the question comes, when you think a small point, if guest is coming at your home, then why, being a ServiceNow architect, you don't think that I can accommodate a lot of fields in my ServiceNow out-of-box table as well before I go for the new fields creation? Okay, that is the job of a ServiceNow architect. It doesn't mean that I got a requirement, I need to get 100 fields new in the ServiceNow. No, it never happen. First, an architect is a good architect is the one who try to accommodate as much as fields which is given by ServiceNow to the customer's requirement. Okay, so these things come only and only from the experience. There's nothing much I can tell you, I can give you book or kind of things you can read. This is only come from the experience perspective. Now let's come to the next part. Okay, so these are the categories, subcategory. We see there the choices are available. This is the reference field. Impact, urgency, and priority. I'll just give a little introduction here. Suppose I'm changing my impact to 1, urgency to 1. My priority become 1 automatically, right? This is a concept called the lookup, data lookup. Okay, we will discuss this in detail, that how this can be configured, but as of now, for you guys to be understand that when you change any value and it get affected, or it change the value of the any other field, these things can be taken care by the lookup table. Okay, rest we'll discuss in detail. Now this is called the single line text. This is called the multi-line text. Okay, assign to, coming from the user table. If you want to see, just click here, right click and show assign to. See, coming from the user table. Okay, assignment group coming group table. Yes, see here, sys user score, sys underscore user underscore group table. Okay, so now you guys need to do these kind of R&Ds, that how this linking has been done. So now what we'll do, let's create a new table here. Okay, a quick, we'll do that part. Tables here. Okay, and I will creating this table and I will not extend any other table to create my table here. My table name is functional. Okay, this is my label name, techno functional. Extend, I don't want to extend anything. Let me create into the, where I want to create, let me create into the incident only, because I want that this module should become in the incident table only. Okay, yesterday I give you a work, homework. When you create any new table, what are the fields created automatically that will see now here? Click on the save. See, these are the 6 fields which will be created automatically for any table if you create into the system. Even not only for the table, these 6 fields will be created for every record automatically. Created by who creating this? Created when it has been created. Sys ID, what is the sys ID of this particular table? Updates, who updated this? Updated by, see it is an integer, that how many times it has been updated kind of stuff. Updated by, that who updated this and when it has been last updated. So these 6 columns will be created as an out of box in every table, every record, sorry, every table specifically, and this question can be asked in the CSA examination. Okay, now what I'll do, I will create my new column here. Table name is this, type I want it should be a reference type. Okay, column name, participants, participant name. Okay, label, and it will become column. See, it again become U. What length you want? I want 20 characters should be shown. Okay, you want it as a read only, mandatory, or display. I will discuss this part a little later, called the concept called the UI policy. I say it should be mandatory. See, these red buttons are called the mandatory fields. So this is coming from this particular option. Okay, now when I'm creating a column here, participant name, and I put the reference type as a reference, see this box come automatically. It's saying to which particular table you want to refer of. Sachin Gupta, daughter of, wife of, husband of, son of. Which table you want to refer? I say I want to refer to son of. So I put the reference here. Let me put a reference to the sys underscore user table. Which table it is? See, sys underscore user table. Reference, I'm done that part. Choices, I'm not doing anything as of now. Okay, and default value, I'm leaving it like this only. Let me click on the save. My one column has been created. Okay, one thing. Now what I'll do, I'll create what it did. Okay, max attribute length. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go back here and create one more field. Okay. And what that field I'm creating, going to now create new. Let's create a choice table now. Okay. So what are the values available? See, I say it's okay. Column name, education. It is mandatory. Yes, it is mandatory. That's fine. Okay. Choice list. I say it should be like drop down with none value. Okay, that's fine. Now I click on the save, because now after I save, I'll go and create the choices here. Go here and start creating the choices. I'll create 2 choice only. Label. See, this has a very good importance. Whenever a developer doing the comparison, adding the things in the workflow, so these value actually matter. Label means that how internally you call it. Like I take example, Sachin Gupta is the official name. Everybody know in office by name of Sachin Gupta, but maybe in home his mother, his father call him Sachi or Sachu. It is a label for them. But in the market, he is known as the name of the Sachin Gupta. So value should be the one which you want to display to the user, MCA. Okay. Sequence, it should be come on the number 1. Save. Let me create one more value here. Okay. Go back and add one more value. Now I'll put MBA just to show the difference. MBA number 2. Any hint you want to put, you can put. Any dependent value you want to put, you can put it. That this is dependent on some other value. As of now, I'm not putting anything here. Click on the save. Clear? Any doubt, any question till this point? Anyone?
No, not clear. It's clear.
Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll go to the module. It's our module name is techno-functional, right? See, let me click here. And I am editing my module because I want to change the link type. It should not show the list of record. It should show the new record. This one. And now I update this. And I click on the techno-functionals. Click on the new. See, participant name, what I say, I'm bringing it from the user table, Farha. Education, see. What I said is actually opposite. The label is coming, not the value is coming. I put MCA in caps in value, which is not coming. I put MBA in label as a caps, it's coming. So it means always the label come on the top.
Okay.
Or label come here. So I put MCA here and click on the save. Okay. Now if I click on the update, see, values have been coming here. None of you have a question or ask the question. Yes.
Where the other fields for?
Hey, that is the magic. That is the magic. Why you need the other fields on the form level? Tell me. Why you need? What you will do with that fields?
Requirements of customer.
What requirement? Tell me.
Whatever he says that I need these things.
But what purpose the fields will be served on the form level? Updated by, what that will do. Created by, what that will do. Created, what that will do. Sys ID, what that will do in the form level. Tell me. Sys ID kya karega? What will help it?
To track who has done any modification.
That you can, okay, you can do that part, no problem. You can go on the list view. I can edit. See, I can edit for you. These are the 6 modules. Na? Okay, second point. Sys ID will never come in this list. Never ever you will find the Sys ID in the selection part.
Atul, Sys ID is never visible in these forms, right?
Yes, never ever visible. Because Sys ID is a unique identifier. And now tell me, if I bring all these fields, created by, updated by, updates, what your system is, what your user is going to do with that fields on the form level? I am unnecessary putting the things on the form level, right? Let's take example. Sachin, call me. Did you go manually in your system and update that I call Atul at 10:02 a.m. or it updated by the system automatically? In your phone, it's automatically updated, right? If you call me in a day 6 times, in the recent list you will find Atul Grover 6 come in the bracket. How these are coming? It is a system job to update these things, not a human being work, right? Yes or no? Right? So by this way you can do the modification here. Now what I'll do, I'll create a new here. Okay. Now if you want to add, delete anything on the form level, how you can do that part? Okay, just a one request, don't do any changes on the incident form. Okay, create your own table, extend it, and then do the modification. Right click and configure form layout. Form layout, I am telling you, form design, you guys will do the hands-on. Easy, it is completely easy. Form layout, click on the form layout. Okay. Now, Sachin says, Atul, I want a lot of details on the form level. Okay. This is showing in the green. Why? Because this is a reference field. Participant name. I said, okay, let me bring a more fields on the form place. Okay. I want business phone number of that user. I want city of that user. I want company of that user. I want country code of that user. I need a date format of that user. I need, maybe I can put what I can ask. Okay, that's all for me. Okay. Now I need a language of that particular user. I need a home phone number of that user. I need a longitude of that, latitude of that. Let me click on the save here. Multiple ways are there. I'm telling you the multiple ways that how you can change it. See, you can bring everything on the form level. One way to bring the fields on the form level. Another way, configure form design. It's as the name indicates, design, just drag and drop. Let it be open. It takes little time because need to be bring the complete structure here. Okay, now you can see my form is look like this, right? Atul, what you did, you're not good in the designing the things. Let do something good with this. Okay, what you want to do? Let put a column first. It should be 2 column. Okay, no problem. What you want? City should become here. Drag and drop. Date format should come here. Drag and drop. What else? Latitude should come here. Okay. Home page should come here. Okay. What else you want? Created by. Let me put credit by. Credit by here. What else you need? Okay, you want more columns? Okay, add one. 2 column. Okay. I say updated by bhi aana chahiye. Okay, updated by. You can put the section names here. Detail. Updates I can put here. What else you want? Contextual search. Okay, put here. Contextual search, you can put it here. Okay, now I click on the save. Just one thing remember here, these are the global changes, these are not the personalized changes. Okay, always remember, if you make any change in the form view, form level, it will be impacting, it will be visible to all the users, not only one user. Okay, so that is the only thing you have to be take care. Now let me go and reload my page.
Why is it visible to every user? I think it should not.
It will be, boss. If you change your name from Sachin Gupta to something else, it will be visible to everyone in the market. Right. I can. Okay. If you order something from Amazon, Ikvi order something from Amazon, Farah order something from Amazon, you all guys get the same option, add to cart, buy now, right? Is it possible for Amazon that for Sachin something else should be visible, for Ikvi something else should be visible, and Farah something else should be visible? It is not possible, right? So there is, I'm saying that these are the global changes. You can personalize your stuff. I'm not stopping you. You can go and, sorry, not here. You can personalize what field you don't want. Remove it, that's fine. This is the personalization one. But if you want to bring anything here, or you want to remove something from here, that is the completely a global change. So this is the participant detail. This is the new section which we created, and this is the extra which we done that part. Okay. Got the point? Any doubt, any question, any clarification required till this point?
For me?
Yeah.
We need to practice a little bit for that.
Definitely, it required a practice only.
Yes.
Now, one more thing I'll show you. Okay. Now I want something, let me open the incident form. Okay. Now you can see these things. These are called the sections. Okay. These are called the sections which I created just now here. Okay. Like when you fill a university form, multiple sections are there. Personal detail, education, family background, income background, or sometimes you apply for any company in a IT industry, any of the job you apply, they have multiple forms. One section only for your particular details, second family details, then your personal details, then your education, then your experience, then your skill set, then the references. What are this? These are called the sections basically. Okay, but if I show you something here, okay, one more homework for you guys, and maybe anyone can put in the chat window. Okay, I am writing two things, LIST and LIST. Okay, you in application you show here. Suppose what you need to do, you need to find out the answer. Incident.list, and if I press enter, what will happen? Number one. Second, if I mention this, if I put enter, what will happen? Okay, try this thing. This is one of the question can be asked in the interview, that what is the difference between this LIST and this LIST. Okay, do this R&D, then you will come to know a good thing. Now let me come here and open any incident. Okay. These are the lists which you are seeing here. These are called the related lists. Like when you fill any university form, when you fill any job form, at the last there are two columns mentioned. One is called the references and one is called the declaration. Right? These two columns, these two areas basically is one of the core area which support your complete things which you mention on the top. In the declaration it is mentioned, I, my name Farah or this or Ikwi or Atul hereby prove or confirm that all the provided information is true by at my end. In case any mismatch happened, I will be responsible for the same. So what they are doing, they are just supporting your actual content. They're not doing anything there. There's no purpose for them, but they are just added on the form to support the things which you already mentioned on the top. References means in case you want to in case you want to know about Atul Grover, that how he teach, what is the mechanism he follow, how much knowledge he has in the service now, you can go and refer to my colleagues, you can go and refer to my previous students. They are doing nothing in this batch, they are just supporting me. In the same manner, we have a related list available here. And how this related list come, basically go here, click configure and related list. Roshan, for you it will take little time to understand these things because these are the new in the service now. Okay, and more you read about incident management in the on the ITIL perspective or in the ServiceNow side, you will come to know these things one by one. Okay, so you can add a lot of related lists here. So as of now, I can just add these four. I'm not sure that these are the visible or not because HR is not the right place for this one. Okay, now I can see yes. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing. Let me give you a homework. Okay. You guys need to open the incident table. Okay, any of the module. Let me say create new. Okay. Try to just one request to everyone, don't remove these 2 or 3 fields from the form. Don't remove those 2 or 3 fields because this is mandated, otherwise I cannot save my okay. Other than that, try to modify this by the form view, form design or by the form layout. Then work on the related list. Suppose if I open an incident which is already saved, it is already right. I want to add some more related list. Click here, configure related list. Okay. Let me add affected user, affected location, affected group. And see. I have affected users, affected locations, affected group. It means this incident is affecting to how many groups? how many locations and how many users. You can click on the edit and you can add the multiple users as well in that area. Okay. Any doubt, any question, any clarification required till this point?
Honestly, it's a little fast. It's a little fast for me because and the crazy thing is I'm leaving to take calls at work, but it's a little fast for me, and I'll just need to go watch the videos again.
Okay. Okay.
Because
No
the
problem.
techno functionals is where I got lost. So
Oh.
can you do me a favor? In one, I know you're in your own way, and short sentence. Can you explain to me what techno functionals are?
Okay. So techno functionals are basically the people in the market who get a requirement from the customer. Okay. And they get the requirement from the customer in the functional perspective and then convert that functional things in the technical part. Let's take example. Okay, I'm sure when I put this example, definitely you will laugh as well. Suppose I want to bake a cake. Okay. I go to the market because I know that you saw the and there was the cake here. Okay. I go to the market. Okay. And they asked to the baker, okay, boss, how I can bake a cake. He told me you need some raw material, you need the oven, okay. You need to mix that particular raw material. Then you put the mixture in the oven for 25 minutes and then get it out to the icing and serve it to the your guest or the user. I said, okay, thank you so much. Okay, so that is the functional. Now I go back to my home. My wife is a good baker. I ask her that I got this requirement from the from one of the person in the market that he want a cake. Then she asked me what type of cake he want. I said he want an icing cake. Okay. It means she's asking from the technical stuff for me, which raw material he says to be used. I said he says use some wheat, some soda, some condensed milk, some sugar, some chocolate powder, all the things you have to be used. It means my wife is discussing the things with me in the technical language. Because I know the technical terms of a cake, I am able to explain that to him. But I cannot explain that thing to the other person because his requirement is that, boss, I want a half kg cake. That's done from his side. Okay. So this is the way that the techno-functional people work. Being a techno-functional, you need not to be work on this form design and form layout. But being a consultant, you should know that how this layout can be designed, how this layout can be changed. What is the impact if I change something in the layout? All these things. Okay. Any doubt, any question, any clarification from anyone? Ikwi, Kashi, Sachin, Roshan, Anjan.
It's okay.
Okay, sir.
Maybe questions could come after some practices we do.
Yes. So the only thing which is required now from you guys is that go and do the practice on the instance. Create your table, create a multiple fields, add the fields, do the R&D, remove field, update field, impersonate with other users, and see. So Sachin, you asked that, Atul, it should not be global change. You can try that. Change a form at your side, impersonate with someone else, and then see is it impacting or not. If it is not impacting, okay, it's a personalized. If it is impacting, it's a global change. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so with this, we're done all these points basically. Tomorrow, again, we'll discuss a little more about the forms only. A few things are still pending, which I want to be clarified to you guys. Being a consultant, you should know these things. Okay, that we discuss tomorrow, and then we'll pick up some other topics of the UI policy or kind of these things. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So if no other point, no other doubt, we let me close the recording first.